crackdown in Russia's defense ministry began in April 2024, with the arrest of a Russian deputy defense minister, followed by the head of the ministry's personnel directorate being taken to court. This week, authorities detained 2 more senior military officials. All deny the corruption charges against them. These arrests started after President Vladimir Putin began his 5th term and reassigned his ally, longtime Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu, to a new position. These actions immediately raised questions. Is Putin reasserting control over the defense ministry amid the Ukraine conflict? Is there a turf battle between the military and security services? Or is another scenario unfolding within the Kremlin? The first high-profile arrest in April was former Deputy Defense Minister Timur Ivanov, the highest-ranking official detained so far. He oversaw large military-related construction projects and controlled vast sums of money, including funds for rebuilding parts of Ukraine's destroyed port city of Mariupol. A team led by the late opposition leader Alexei Navalny accused Ivanov and his family of owning elite real estate, enjoying lavish parties, and taking trips abroad, even after the war began. They claimed Ivanov's wife, Svetlana, divorced him in 2022 to avoid sanctions and continue living luxuriously. In April, the investigative committee, Russia's top law enforcement agency, accused Ivanov of accepting an especially large bribe, a criminal offense punishable by up to 15 years in prison. Since then, authorities have arrested others also on bribery charges, including Lieutenant General Yuri Kuznetsov, head of the Defense Ministry's Personnel Directorate, and various high-ranking officials. On Thursday, officials reported the arrest of Vladimir Verteletsky, who led a division in the ministry's Defense Procurement Department. They charged him with abuse of office, resulting in damages worth over 70 million rubles, or about $776,000. These arrests signal that egregious corruption in the defense ministry will no longer be tolerated. Shortly after his inauguration, Putin replaced Shoigu with Andrei Belousov, an economist. Dmitry Peskov, Putin's press secretary, stated that Russia's increasing defense budget must align with the country's wider economy. Therefore, it is believed that Belousov's appointment is a grudging recognition from the Kremlin that it must address these issues. Managing the war correctly is also critical because Russia's economy depends on it. Higher salaries in the booming defense sector have created inflation problems but allow Putin to fulfill promises to raise living standards. Analysts say the government needs to keep the war going to keep the economy going, but must also ensure that costs and corruption do not exceed necessary levels. Some believe that Belousov, the new defense minister, is clearing out his predecessor's associates and signaling that things are going to be done differently. It remains unclear whether the Kremlin or Russia's security services, particularly the State Security Service, or FSB, are driving the arrests. It remains to be seen who else will be targeted for jail time. If the Kremlin cracks down too hard, it risks a system crash, a scenario it must avoid at all costs.